After completing the drug court treatment program or serving a sentence, how do you move forward to rebuild a sustainable life? If you're filling out a job application, your past could become a problem, but our next guest says, depending on how you look at it, it could also be a blessing. Sandy Schultz is the president and CEO of the Workfaith Connection, and Marcus Reyna is a graduate of the program. All right, we keep saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and as we have said throughout the entire show, there are components that are like connecting the dots.
Absolutely.
So after they finish the treatment, they got to have a sustainable life, a job. Tell us how Workfaith got started.
So Workfaith got started because we believe that anybody who desires to work should have the opportunity to work, regardless of what's in your past. And so we want to look at people for where they are right now and what is their dream for the future. And if they don't have a dream for the future, to spend enough time with them to help them awaken those dreams that were once there. Because all of us had dreams.
Marcus, what happened with you? How did you kind of fall off the track, if you will?
I actually was an alcoholic. I drank. And so I ended up getting my third DWI, and I ended up going into the court system, and I was actually on a violation. I was given the probation opportunity, and I failed. You know, I violated invalid driver's license.
In fact,
so,
someone mentioned earlier, she said probation. Okay, same old, right?
So that was my opportunity, and I missed it, and I ended up, you know, serving some time. And I got offered a treatment program in order to make my parole hearing. So I ended up completing the program, and I heard through Workfaith. I heard about Workfaith through
because then after you complete your program, you're like, now what, right?
Right. Yeah. So I was in need for work. You know, I knew I wanted to make a change. I knew I needed to do something different.
What was it like filling out a job application, or the thought of filling out a job application and having to put on there, have you ever been convicted? Have you ever this? Have you ever,
Well, the fact that I was a first-time felon, I had no idea what I was up against. You know, I had no idea, you know, that I was going to have to make so many changes. And so when I was introduced to Workfaith, I mean, it was more or less, I thought it was, they were a job placement. So yeah, I was shocked to hear that they offered so many different opportunities for us to build in our resume and our careers, you know, and goal settings. So I mean, Workfaith is more than just how do you say it? It's more than just a corporation that you go to for assistance. It's a family.
Because Sandy, what you're doing there is you're building self-esteem.
Right.
You have somebody own it. When they sit down in front of somebody and say, yes, I did do that, and they do it with confidence,
right,
you found that employers are more likely to say, okay, let's put that behind you, let's work.
Right. Well, it starts with this idea that if you were in the middle of adversity, it took some skills to get to the other side of that adversity, right?
Well, you brought on a guy once before who said, look, he was a cooker, drug dealer. He said, I work 24/7. I work in any kind of conditions, and so and he goes, and I had great customer service.
Right.
But it's you know,
just reapply it to a new industry.
What they would do to continue that, and you're saying, look at that, look at that.
Right, and you've heard from all the people that have been on the show earlier today. It took something in them to persevere to get to the other side of that, and so beginning to look at that perseverance. Employers value perseverance, dedication, sticking to a plan, all of those things. But often we don't put words to what we took to get through adversity. So we start putting words to that. We began to realize I have a lot to offer this employer.
Yeah, so you help them go through a resume, help them figure out how to fill out that answer. You say don't avoid it, answer it.
Right, answer it straight on. And so we spend a lot of time really working on the how to tell the story of what they learned. Often they haven't taken the time to think about what I learned in that and what I bring to that. And you're right, with confidence you say, this is who I was in the past, and this is what changed, and this is why my future is going to look different than my past. Then the employer can begin to see that potential in you and actually get excited about investing in you as their future employee.
Yeah. Speaking of investing in, this is one of those causes, like several of them that we've seen today, to invest in, because you offer like scholarships to people, but the scholarships cost money. So those of us who can give, this is what we get in the end here. And so what's life like for you today?
Well, today I'm actually a graduate from the Art Institute of Houston. I graduated with my associate's degree in graphic design. I also do photography. And today I'm earning my bachelor's degree in advertising.
Wow.
That's
So,
amazing.
That
Yeah.
is.
See,
And he's
so
been
this is our
continuously
investment right
employed
here.
for 2.5
Yes.
years
That's
through
right.
all of that. And Deborah, it's actually free to anyone that wants to come
Yes.
through the Workfaith Connection at one of our 3 locations here in
Yeah,
Houston.
so free to the people who need it, and those of us who can give a charitable dollar, that's what we
Right.
are supporting. Okay, something really cool happened recently. Every year you have the spring chick luncheon.
Right.
I was actually the spring chick. You walk in there with a chicken outfit, and no one knows who you are, and you take your head off and reveal, right? But at that luncheon, what happened?
At that luncheon, I was given the opportunity to tell my testimony, and in the audience of almost 500 women, my judge, the judge who actually was who sentenced me, I say changed my life, saved my life, Judge Kristen Guinea. I was able to meet her and actually thank her, for the changes that happened, to me because of her decision to send me to TDC. It was emotional. My mother was there. She was able to thank her as well. Knowing my past, it was like God's blessings. Like that was a closure in my life that I needed to let her know that this is how I'm doing, and your decision wasn't a bad one.
She helped you push the restart button.
Right. It was basically a new beginning for me.
All right. Well, Sandy, thank you very much for Workfaith and being able to provide those new beginnings for people. For more information on the Workfaith Connection, you can visit workfaithconnection.org. When we come back, it all makes sense, but it's still not an option everywhere. What you can do to make more changes in the right direction.